Hi, I'm Sean Henderson, and I'm a professional wrestler. You might have seen me at H2O, Interspecies Wrestling, but right now, your day got a lot better because you're listening to Uncorked with Kid Osborne.
Hey everybody, Kid Osborne here, and welcome to another edition of Uncorked with Kit. Today is September 9th. It's the first day of NFL football, and for me, as a Cowboys fan, I am not looking forward to today because they are playing the defending Super Bowl champion Tom Brady's, also known as the Buccaneers. And that's going to be... so that's why I'm doing this quick recording now before I get way too pissed off later. But my conversation today is with formerly the Big Scare, Dan O'Hare. Now he's a drunk cop. I've known Dan for almost a decade now. And it's a good conversation because we always had good chemistry and, you know, in and out of the ring. He's definitely somebody I've traveled with a good amount of times. And it's, you know, his take on wrestling is a lot more relaxed. And that's a good thing, believe it or not. You know, not all the time do things have to be tense. I mean, well, for him, anytime he's calling a match, it is like the most, you know, like anxious-driven thing I've ever dealt with. But, you know, that's just who he is. Regardless, you'll definitely enjoy this one. We definitely talk a lot about, you know, wrestling, Twitter, and the things of that nature of everything surrounding, you know, the wrestling business. As for me, I had just yesterday gotten my stitches taken out of my ankle, which is great news. You know, it means that there's progress. You know, and going to the gym, which creates not just, you know, helping me with my physical health, but mental health as well. Because I cannot sit inside. I absolutely hate it. I'm also the kind of person that when they're giving me the boot, they're telling me, yeah, like wiggle your toes all you want. And they're like, yeah, but don't try to, you know, do the alphabet with your foot or anything like that because, you know, we don't really think that you're ready yet, you know, but they told me there's no swelling or anything, which was really surprising, apparently. So I think that's all good. That's all good. And oh yeah, of course I was doing the alphabet with my foot and it fucking hurt. So, but you know, that's not going to stop me anyway. It's like anytime I get acupuncture, all right, I see a deal on like Groupon or something, and I go in, at least the first time, and I don't know if he's a doctor, but, you know, after they put like the needles in my hand and stuff, and they're like, whatever you do, don't make a muscle. And then what do I do the second he turns around? I fucking squeeze my hand, and I go, ow, you know, and he turns around and he goes, did you just make a muscle? And I'm like, no, I didn't. But that's just me. So I heard good news yesterday when they did the x-rays again. Everything went really well, and there shouldn't be any issue, hopefully. Now it's just all about the waiting game and whether or not I fall down any fucking steps and repeat this process all the fuck over again. So let's just hope I don't drop a weight on my foot and go from there. So anyway, that's been what's up with me, and that's been my entire life for the past few weeks. Again, and as I will say this at each show, I can't appreciate all the support enough from all of you, all my friends and colleagues in the wrestling business, all the promoters that have reached out to me, you know, that really believe in Kid Osborne, and they really, you know, excited to have me back. I had really great news and a future opportunity that's, you know, hopefully, you know, something that I will 100% be able to do. And that means I have a goal. So I have a big goal that I'm working towards, and I'm not sparing any time. So anyway, I hope that you enjoy this conversation of Uncorked with Kit with Dan O'Hare. Hey Dan, how you doing, man?
What's up, buddy?
What's been going on?
Just chilling in my basement, drinking White Claws like usual. You know how I do.
Yeah. You're an alcoholic, all right. Nice.
Correct.
But so am I. And I'm probably more of one now. The fact that I'm just like incapable of walking or doing any basic thing. Dude, taking a shower is a hardship, you know. And I know that most people that we associate with don't even take a shower, but for me though, it's unbelievable. So
yeah, it's hard enough to do when you got two legs. You know, I can imagine it's fucking difficult. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's why I was like, well, before we were going to go on a little earlier, it would have been a little bit more daylight and wouldn't be hearing this shit because I wanted to do it outside. I was like, no, I need to get a shower before I start drinking wine because one leg and then just like jumping in a shower, it's recipe for disaster.
Yeah. You know, plus you get those wine sweats when you drink too much wine. You ever get that? Or is that just me?
I think it's just you.
Just get all fucking sweaty with grape sugar. All the fucking comes through your pores. It's great though. I recommend it. But you know,
I mean, I don't know how do other people sleep at night, like soundly, you know, and they don't even take anything, like no melatonin. Like we just, I don't know about you. Actually, I do know about you. But I just stay up and worry about shit. And I just think about everything I could have done that day when I woke up at 1, you know, or.
Well, you got to stay awake and worry. But you know, some people have no problem sleeping because they don't understand how much the world is awful and sucks. But
they just don't understand yet. Like,
yeah.
So it's Uncorked with Kit, man, and I did not go to the store and pick a wine that I thought would fit, you know, and how I relate to you or you know my thoughts on you. But I just got a box of wine because I figured, well, you know, if anything, I'm gonna have to drink a lot of it, and that's how I think of you. Is well, you know, is one case enough? You should probably get 3. So.
I am a fan of the boxed wine, though. I drink boxed wine exclusively because it's cheaper, basically.
Oh yeah, dude, this is 4 bottles of wine in a box right here for the price of 2. You know,
yeah.
And I can't wait to drink all these fucking gnats or whatever. But whatever. Well, dude, I mean, it first of all, welcome back to wrestling. It's been 2 years, and I wanted to start off like right away with, you know, why did you 2 years ago, you know, out of nowhere, you know, you decided to call it quits. You didn't know if you were gonna, if it was it forever or what. I know that, you know, is there anything behind it, or were you just like, man, I just shouldn't be doing this dumb shit? Like, did you come to your senses 2 years ago, and then all of a sudden you just, you know, decided that you didn't give a shit about your body?
You know, not exactly. 2 years ago, I had a lot of shit going on in real life outside of wrestling. And, you know, all of that shit kind of affected how I felt in wrestling. So I wasn't having fun in wrestling anymore, which really sucked because, you know, at the time I was doing pretty good. You know, my character was kind of over. You know, I was getting some attention. I was getting bookings. But, you know, sometimes in life you got to slow the fuck down and prioritize. And it was pretty clear I had to step away. And I didn't want to, but I kind of had to. Yeah, I pretty much I had to step away. I thought it was done for good, but then the pandemic hit, and the pandemic kind of made me realize that life is short. Life pretty much sucks. So why not spend it doing the shit you'd like to do? spend it with your boys, spend it having fun, do what makes you feel alive. So that's why I'm back. But who knows how much longer I'll be back? You know, I am old. I don't make a lot of money in wrestling, and you know, I basically I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So I'm back for a bit. We'll see what happens. You know, if somebody wants to throw a bunch of money at me, maybe it'll last longer. But for now, I'm just fucking having fun, man.
I hear you. I mean, I think, I mean, how long I've been doing it. It's like only, it seems like in the last year or so, or last 2 years, maybe, I was finally actually like making okay money that I could, it's basically enough that it would, I guess the way that I would put it is not enough to live super comfortably. I'm not at that level at all, but enough that I could use wrestling to pay every bill I have if I wanted, but
Yeah, that's not
I mean,
bad.
no, maybe not rent, but like a phone bill,
So,
phone bill, electric, something like that. But that's what I mean. But I don't know how some of these guys do it, or they just stop cold turkey or whatever. I don't know what somebody like Bam Sullivan's making, but I know he just recently stopped, doing the shoot work, and I need to subscribe to his fucking newsletter. And he didn't tell me any of this when he was on my podcast, so I need to know what the hell he's been doing or how he talks to promoters. Like,
oh man, some guys make a lot of money selling merch, but I'm not a salesman. I can't design merch, and nobody wants my dumb shit anyway. So,
yeah. Well, so that that was one of the reasons why you came back. Was it like during this 2 years during the pandemic, where like it first hit you and you're like, man, I fucking miss this shit. I miss going in there. I miss the camaraderie. I miss the pain, and which is weird to a lot of people. But I mean, I think if we didn't enjoy the pain, we probably wouldn't be doing this for as long. Or I mean, right now I'm talking to you with a broken ankle, and all I'm thinking about is like, all right, 12 weeks from now, I will be 100%. I'll be walking in like 6. I got this, and I'm already thinking of like, what am I going to change? How am I going to be different? And I'm just like, dude, you have fucking 12 weeks before like really anything. And so I don't know how it was for you. Like you have like some type of cabin fever or something.
I don't know, man. It was, when I first walked away, I didn't think I was going to come back. I thought that was it. So I kind of like for the first like month or so, I kind of had to like remind myself that I don't do it anymore and to not think about it. So I didn't even really watch wrestling during that time. All I did was watch like clips on social media, just of crazy shit. But I had to kind of remove my brain from the whole wrestling thing for the most part, just to assimilate back into real life.
I think that's, it's difficult. I mean, at least it's only been a week for me that I can't do anything. And all I think about is like, well, maybe I got to like just stay off of social media, and it's fucking impossible. Like, there's nothing on. Like I watch I watch a lot of YouTube, so like before I like sleep at the end of the day, like I don't really watch a lot of TV. I'll put a lot of different things on, and like the most I'll watch is like documentaries or something, and then every time I put YouTube on, there's a clip of something. Or every time I'm on, anytime I'm on Instagram, there's just a wrestler who all of a sudden made it, and I'm just like, that couldn't be me, And then and I think I don't know how I think I'm killing myself slowly, so that one day I'm just gonna have a huge aneurysm, and then that'll be how I go. So
I mean, that's the best way to go, really.
Yeah, at least it's quick,
If you don't feel like you're having an aneurysm, then do you really care at all? You know what I mean? You should feel like your brain is exploding all the time.
It's like that Lewis Black skit, and he's just like, if the way his theory on how they happen is you hear something, and it doesn't make any sense to you, so you go, somebody says something behind you, and then you just turn around and you ask them, like, excuse me, I'm sorry, I overheard that. What did you mean by that? You know, like somebody goes, if it weren't for my horse, I wouldn't have spent that year in college. And then you go, well, what the fuck does that mean? And then you turn around and you go, excuse me, I'm sorry, I overheard. What did you mean by that? And then they have an answer. But then if you turn around and they're not there anymore, and then you just think about this dumb question, and then, all right, so that's a weird thing. And then you just kind of let it go, but it's still in the back of your head. And the next thing you know, they just find you dead in your bathroom, you know, like Elvis.
Yeah, exactly. Fortunately, I didn't shit myself to death like Elvis. I just tried not to think about wrestling. That was.
But you also you focus a lot on. I mean, you have a new band and you've been playing a lot more, right?
Yeah. I don't practice as much as I should, but don't tell the guys in the band that. But at the beginning of the pandemic, Schlack hit me up and basically said, "This is going to be a long haul. It's going to be fucking boring with nothing to do. Let's put a band together so that by the time there can be shows again and stuff to do and music again, we'll be ready with a new band." So since the beginning of the pandemic, myself, Schlack, Jay Goldberg, who is the lead singer in Eat the Turnbuckle, Evan Madden, drums, and we just secured the bass player, Mike Hook, also from Eat the Turnbuckle. So it's not a wrestling themed band, but it is a violence themed band. Every song is about murder and things regarding murder. So it's
just like wrestling. So
it's PG rated. We're expecting some sort of Disney license.
That's PG rated. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys say fuck like 50 times rather than like 100, I guess.
Who's counting? But it's not so much the individual words. It's the message. It's the poetry about the murder that's important. It's art. It's art, kid. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. I mean, you're the artist. Okay. Other than this, I got nothing, man. We all know what I do for work, but so.
Male gigolo. That's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You can't impress those old ladies. Yeah.
I'm Buff Bagwell. So, when you came back and you were trying to put the pieces together on like how you wanted to do it and how you wanted to go about it, what was your thought process in it? Like, I'm not just, it's not a setup question. I know when you reached out to me, that meant a lot. I thought that was really cool. That you wanted your first match, back with me. I mean, I always look at it like, oh yeah, it's because he's small, he doesn't feel pain. Yeah, so I can just do a lot of shit to him, and I don't have to worry about working out or anything. So that but obviously, you're probably gonna be like, no, that's not it at all. Bullshit. But regardless.
No, that was mostly it. That was mostly it. No, but also that, yes, but also we've had history in the ring. You're the only person that I've like hurt in the ring, I think, when I blew your eardrum out.
Yeah, that was great. You started. It was the CZW jobber, and you come in with a fucking guitar and a wig, and then this is the guy that's gonna. I've been here for how long, and I'm looking the part and everything, but yet, nope, not gonna do it. But this guy with a fucking wig on, he's our next guy, and Kid's gonna start and get us there. And then
I'm a company man. I didn't do the booking at CZW back then. No, but that match was a pre-show match. I don't remember what show, but it wasn't even like CZW wasn't even gonna release it. Like I think they might have said they were going to release it on YouTube or something, but I had to ask the dude who edits the videos. I'm like, just give me a fucking rough cut of that, please, because I'm never going to see it anywhere else.
Yep.
Maybe he put it on YouTube. I don't remember.
Oh, I know, but we do have that's from 2015, and to let everybody know, I'm gonna post this on the Uncorked with Kid Instagram page. I'm gonna post a clip from it after we air this, so that everybody can see what the fuck we're talking about. But
yeah, well, I gotta say that the whole wig and guitar idea was all Drew Gulak's idea, and he basically did it, I think, to pop himself. I don't think
100%.
I don't think anybody thought this fat old guy in a wig is gonna fucking get over. It was fucking. It was ridiculous. But it was hilarious. It makes for good video.
Yeah, it's great now, but like back then, you're trying to make yourself serious. This is 6 years ago, or whatever, and of course it was Drew. If anybody here who listens to my podcast would know that if there's any fucking idea that is absolutely ridiculous in any way that involves a CZW student before Drew went to WWE, should know that it's Drew that came up with that fucking weirdo idea, because he does it all the time. He's the same guy that, as we, which I was going to bring him up, and it's a good segue, is like with training. You trained with Drew, same here, and with the way that he teaches, is he just fucking fucks with you. Whether he's poking the bear, and doing the whole, like, I bet you don't like it when people poke you like that, and then, just to drive you nuts, or he's just like, will do a match, or he'll set you up with a match, and and then you go to ask him, like, hey, what did you think of my match? And you go, oh, it was good. Oh, wait, your match? Well, what did you think of it? And you're like, the fuck am I gonna do with that? I thought it was Mania. So, and then he goes, oh, it was terrible, and then walks away and doesn't tell you why. Like, fuck.
Yeah, it's like I know my match was terrible. I was there. But yeah, I guess there's something to be said for his method, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say he's a genius. I want to say he's a fucking maniac. And I tell him that every time I see him. Like, anytime I'm in Florida, and then I'll go get dinner with him, and I will bring up something, and he goes, oh yeah, I was totally fucking around. And I was just like, oh, I know. It was just like the time where he would be like, well, why do you like wrestling? Or I did something, and I said that's not why I like wrestling. He's like, well, that's the only reason how you can. I'm like, and I argued back with him, and I was like, not everybody likes wrestling the same fucking way you do, and then he just like, that sour, like, let's go get a cheesesteak or something like that, like, okay. But he is, like, I mean, I definitely appreciate it, because he sets you up, or not sets you up, he prepares you for, everything that we handle now, for the most part. Like, probably more towards, like, the logical thinking outside of wrestling, to prepare us solely for, life outside of it, in case we don't make it.
It's like Gulak University, basically.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Everybody needs some, like, mental toughening up to be a wrestler of any capacity. Like, even if you're a nobody and you wrestle like once every couple months, the amount of bullshit you have to put up with before you can get out there and wrestle, just from the politics and shit, it's absurd. Like, I don't even remember, because I blocked it out of my mind, but before I had even come back to wrestling, there was already bullshit happening. Oh, you know what it is.
Oh, I mean, with politics and wrestling, I'm like, which time, when, like, which day were you fucking talking about? Because that's all my life consists of is I mean, if anybody sees progress, you know what it is? It comes to it makes you mentally, you either luck out in wrestling, or you like you start going ahead, and then somebody brings you fucking back down, and then you go back up, but you do something different, and then you keep going higher, and then they bring you right the fuck back down. And that's how, like, I think wrestling is, because anytime somebody sees you succeeding, they just want to slap you off the fucking the track. And I just, so I think that that's how wrestling works. So all it is just strategizing to just weave around all the bullshit, and it's almost virtually impossible until you luck out.
Yeah, I wish I wish I was even dumber than I actually am, because then maybe I wouldn't like notice a lot of the bullshit. I would just like float around and be like, ah, it's fine, whatever, But I'm not that dumb.
Right.
Unfortunately, I'd be much more successful if I was fucking stupider. You know what I'm saying?
Ignorance is bliss. I mean,
Yeah.
I every day I am on Instagram or Twitter, and I see somebody post something, whether it's about like their own struggle that's not really a struggle, but to them it is, and then I just go, don't comment. The second you comment, you're fucked. So, and it just go,
don't ever comment. Don't ever comment.
Yeah, just tell them it's going to be okay, so that you seem like you're on their side. And then, but sometimes, it makes it really difficult. And the same along with people that complain. We're not to name any names, but like the second you start posting on Twitter or Instagram about how you're not being treated fairly, or how like you're just not you're not getting your just due, then immediately that's a pushback, and you're not going fucking anywhere when you have that low attitude.
I know I said that I really didn't want to bury anybody, but I'm gonna bury wrestling Twitter, because wrestling Twitter is the worst fucking nightmare pile of fucking garbage. All it is people bitching, people like virtue signaling and coddling each other's nuts. It's wrestling Twitter is fucking unbearable, and it makes me want to quit Twitter. I don't even post on Twitter. I just like scroll it for news articles, and like all it is it's the fucking worst social media, because it's just people bitching, thinking their opinions are important, and just nobody cares what anybody has to say. So I've learned in my long time on this earth, just nobody cares what you want to say. Just shut up. So I try to shut up these days, because
but that's what holds you back. Like, unfortunately, like, dude, I mean, the more followers you have, the more your opinion matters, and then the more merit. And that's not in real life. I'm not saying in real life. I'm saying on wrestling Twitter, or how like a fan, or how a fan perceives it, or even somebody that let's say, I'm trying to think of somebody that doesn't actually put their opinion out there. MJF is solely MJF on Twitter. Awesome. I fucking love it. And then when but for an example, if he were to put his opinion of like Afghanistan right now, the amount of fucking retweets he would get would be astronomical. And then any one of us that like comments on it, which I know he would see, but it doesn't matter if he sees it. It matters about the fucking 10,000 others that are gonna, that are liking it and retweeting it. And
MJF, like doing his MJF thing that's dealing with fans. That's like for the fans. That's what I mean. That's not wrestling.
This is a hypothetical. That's because he doesn't do this. I'm just using him as an example, as somebody that we know that if he were to all of a sudden be real on social media, his opinion of something that he has, maybe he does, but like, you know, for the sake of argument, has no knowledge of, gets valued, and his opinion all of a sudden goes into somebody's ear, and then they start spouting it off. It's just like kind of how I get all my information from, you know, the old guy at the bar. And I listen to whatever the fuck he says, and I just go, well, I don't see anybody around him correcting him. Well, one, because he's the only one there, but I'm going to take that as fact until somebody shuts me the fuck down, you know? Like, and that's kind of how people take, like, wrestling Twitter.
That is
somebody all
the,
of a sudden wants to get social.
You're not selling me on wrestling Twitter. That is the worst.
I'm not trying to sell you on wrestling Twitter. I'm trying to have you agree with. I'm trying to tell you I agree with you on wrestling Twitter. Like, it is. It's just nothing but nonstop bitching and figuring out a way to bitch on Twitter without sounding like you're bitching, but sounding like you know what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't know. Anybody out there who's on Twitter, nobody at all thinks you know what you're talking about. Just everybody knows that everybody's full of shit. It's just a big circle jerk off in Twitter land. That's all I'm saying.
People value my fucking opinion, Dan. All right?
Yeah. The only thing I value Twitter for is when, like, there's some sort of meltdown or somebody's getting completely buried, and I want to know the juicy details and all the insane bullshit that they did. Then I'm like, yeah, let me go to Twitter and spend a good half hour on the toilet reading about what this jackass did.
You gotta dabble in on TikTok, you know, because I'll be honest with you, like, if there's anything, no, listen to me. If there is anything that will distract me from wrestling, it's TikTok, because all I'm watching is people doing these fucking what the hell is it? They're those milk crates. They're stacking them up, and it's called a milk crate challenge, and they're walking up these steps of milk crates, and I'm just going, dude, I forgot wrestling was a fucking thing. I watched this for like 45 minutes nonstop. I had a whole agenda today, and I didn't do any of it. You know, I was just sitting in my car sitting in my car at like CVS going, I got to get out, you know, but let me just look at TikTok, and then all of a sudden something comes on, and then next thing you know, I'm just like, where the fuck am I? Oh, that's right. Now the pharmacy's closed. And I'm like, fuck.
Well, you know, TikTok is great when I see it on, like, Facebook or something I understand. Like, I'm far too old.
Dude, stop acting like you're aged, like you're fucking Harley Race. All right, like, I don't fucking believe in it. You know, does he have hey, what's your finish? I'll move. Like, get the fuck out of my face, dude. You know what you're doing. You're an audio technician in real life. Get the fuck out.
Well, there's only so many fucking things I can learn. My brain is full, and it's, you know, covered in scar tissue. So, you know, stop with the social media. I can only learn so many.
Let's get a little bit back on track then. Fuck.
I'm multiple White Claws into this.
Good.
Because I thought we were doing
drinking. Wine has more alcohol content than your you know, less calorie, more filling bullshit.
Yeah, but wine puts me to sleep, so I would be unconscious if
it makes me ask more ridiculous questions. So that's where the whole concept of this show is based on drinking more and more wine, so that I can ask you more questions that are like, ooh, yeah, don't ask that. And then it goes,
right.
And then it goes, oh, you know what? Fuck it. See what happens. Like,
all right. That's bullshit. I'm also out of White Claw, so I gotta go obtain more Claw. Hold on.
What, do you think this is like a half an hour fucking episode? So let me give you a question, or let me just, like, while you're getting yourself a White Claw, let everybody know. So this is actually my first my first interview that I've done since May. I had a one-on-one with Marcus Crane, which by the time this airs will already be on. But the last one that I did on Skype, which is what this is being recorded on, is with Jeff Cannonball. So anyway, just to let you know that with Marcus Tran, this is like a whole new thing. It is now August fucking 23rd, and this is the first time that I've been doing it in a while. Since then, broke my ankle, so I'm definitely going to be on time with a lot of these. But Dan,
you're gonna be late. You're gonna be late, and you're gonna forget that it's happening, and you know.
Oh my God! Just
No, you'll be fine.
Of course, I'm gonna be late.
Fuck.
Got a question.
God damn.
All right. So while I'm doing this, since you're back in pro wrestling, what are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? And don't beat around the bush, man. Like, we all have like a real goal. Like in all honesty, I have a goal. Like, I want to be with a company, that I can, be creative with and whatever. It doesn't matter which one. Of course, the ultimate goal I've always had since I was a kid, WWE, all that shit. But AEW has poked its ass out, and it's just like one of those things that I just think it's possible, no matter what. Like, I mean, you say you're old and all that shit, but it's fucking attainable. So, and I know that you fucking thought about it, and I know you're gonna beat around the bush and be like, man, I just want to fucking, drink back in the locker room and at Matt's, and that's it. Get the fuck out of my face, you piece of shit. You have a goal, so tell me what it is. What's your short term and your long term goal?
Look, man, I'm realistic. I don't